Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran. I particularly want our $25 tier supporters over at patreon.com/fsfilms for the supporting. Particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters: At Waterflame, Every Alexander, Matt Bates, out whom things that we do. Watching live, please sit back, relax. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shadowfront. I am Sin, or Game Master for the evening, who had to mute all of the other players in his volume mixer so that I could do the video intro because they wouldn't shut up.
Do we ever?
Why would we do that?
You never make us.
That's what I say. That's the thing. That's the thing
You've
that you've
never
always
even
done.
asked, I don't think.
I have. It's just that y'all are too busy talking to hear it, so I just go.
That's very possible. That's
Sounds
very,
sus.
very possible.
sounds fake, but okay.
Right?
Speaking of sounding fake, I'm joined here by Craig.
Hello, I am normal human player playing Drummond. Bellmender, Dwarven Monk.
And I'm also
Thank you.
also joined by equally normal human Mara.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Duskwalker, Elf, Druid, Undertaker. There we go. Those are the things.
Speaking of Undertakers, I'm joined this week by Shawnee.
No, none of that. Undertaker does not track to me at all. Not even my favorite wrestler. That's how to say it's not even my favorite wrestler. He's up there though, but no, I am Shawnee and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Anvil Dwarf fighter noble.
And Jeremy.
I'm sorry, what was my intro? Because you were
Just
really
joining
quiet.
us again.
Just joining us again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm pretty sure that I am canon in the Star Wars universe somehow. And I am
Probably.
I am playing Sable Herdslayer, ASMR cleric.
And also canon in the Star Wars universe
Evil
somehow
cleric.
is joining us, Nikki.
I'm absolutely canon in the Star Wars universe. Hi, everybody. It's me, Nikki. I'm playing They Know Me Bright Alta. And
I completely forgot.
Caller, turn your volume down.
I legit went into this session expecting Scott. It's been a few weeks, folks.
It's okay. Is the volume better? Jesus,
Much better.
it's so
yeah,
loud.
Much better.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's on me for not checking on that. I mean, hi, everybody. My name is They Know Me Bright Alta.
Ow.
Still hard. Still spiking.
That was
still my
spiking
god.
much harder.
Like
It's the-
way more.
Cut
It's
that
all the
by
voice-
half.
It's when all the voices get in together that it's pretty bad. All right.
Speaking of host of all the voices, also joining us is Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm the guy behind Gentmanar, the half-elven. Oh god, in this I've got a gun and magic, and we're gonna leave it at that.
You're at the moment a gunslinger, I believe.
Spell shot gunslinger, I think they're called in
Yeah.
Pathfinder. Okay, I'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I'm a sorcerer.
Uh,
That's it.
we're not going to be joined this week, unfortunately, by Dakota or Holly. Though we all wish Holly a happy birthday because today
Hey!
we're not going to.
Happy birthday from all of us to you.
I say, and
Elizabeth.
Craig just immediately proves me
Party
wrong.
game. I'm sorry, Sen. I wasn't listening.
Really, this group.
What you're talking about. I
yeah.
always listen. Every time.
Every single.
Every single time.
And as always,
What's your name again?
Black Lives Matter, trans rights and human rights. And also, you may have noticed that we have been referencing different things, and that the chat over here has different looking roll boxes. We have
Also, the stream is powered by Sirenscape.
Oh yes, stream is powered by Sirenscape. We have shifted systems, dragons, and moving over to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which is going to be fun for me and chaotic for them. So,
Both.
Let's
Both
pretend it's.
everywhere.
Let's not pretend it's not going to be chaotic for you too.
Yeah.
but chaotic is
Do
fun.
we want to comment on why, given that this may not be watched at this period
That's
in
fair.
time? for people in the future?
Yeah.
Specifically, the reason why we are switching over is because in the recent weeks, a lot of issues with rewrite of the open license was Hasbro. And while it does not directly affect us as in the form of content that we create, I personally do not feel comfortable playing and promoting a system owned by Hasbro at the moment, as they are desperately clawing for every way they can to make all of the money instead of the vast amount of money they were already. So fuck capitalism.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
But
Capitalism sucks.
it does in many ways. And none of them. When last we left off, the party had said goodbye to their beloved Butterball Scuzz. Many tears were shed, much drama, much yelling, screaming, crying to the gods. And then a very small, very Brooklyn gnome leapt across the multiverse to land in Gent's lap, literally and figuratively.
I'll have you know that I'm from Eberron, Jersey. Thank you very much. Get it right.
It is now canon that Seer
Okay, as somebody
Jersey.
whose family is from real world Jersey, no, you're not.
Eberron, Jersey.
I'm so down with
Well, no.
Go easy.
From now
Jersey is
going
not New
forward.
Jersey.
Oh, like from Jersey proper? Sure, I guess. I've never been there. I can't contradict that.
From now going forward, Siri is
Eberron
Jersey.
is now
And
right.
everybody
What?
from Siri are
Sarah is
fucking New
officially-
Well,
Jerseyans.
it's like after our
Jersey Shore.
Eberron game, I've in my head every dwarf in Eberron is Italian. They will
Yes.
forever be Italian.
Absolutely.
Anyways, but we rejoin the Steelhearts.
We make it a pizza. We make it a pasta. We only do a little bit of Dalkira.
Polly and I were literally talking, I think, yesterday night about how it seems almost incredibly obvious that dwarves would garnish their fancy cocktails with mushrooms.
Anyway, you were
Anyways.
saying, Zen.
An alternate interpretation is that dwarves are Swedish. I'm just saying.
When last we left off, or we return, I should say, to our intrepid Steelhearts, one of whom is currently jacked into a nautiloid. As some introductions are going around with Naomi, and as you're sort of in the middle of just sort of figure out what you're going to do next and what the fuck's happening with Gent, you all hear the sound of gears grinding to a halt as if a wrench had been jammed into them. It's a very specific sound, and then you all feel your center of gravity invert and then turn inside out as the world around you yoinks away.
Yoink.
All the colors of reality just
And away.
all the colors of reality just speed line past you very rapidly as an oncoming fog just slams into you, taking with it some of your childhood memories, as well as most of your memories of how to do basically anything, and most of the spells that you knew, for those of you that knew spells. And as you pass through this fog that is stripping you of childhood memories, you land face first in an open field where there are some stones, a table at which is sitting one figure that some of you recognize.
To be clear, can you say that again exactly what we've lost? Because I heard childhood memories in there, and that changes a character significantly.
Nothing significant. Just your mechanically, you've jumped down to level 1.
I just wanted to make sure.
By childhood memories,
Because
they
all of a
mean
sudden,
that
Sable
one time you got
becomes
kicked by a horse.
Sable becomes a non-evil character.
No. You still keep all your formative memories. It's just
Okay.
that, that one skill.
The childhood memories that are gone is like that one time you got kicked by a horse, and so on and so forth.
The thing that trick that you do with a lock pick that you've carried since you were 5, that kind of thing is gone. But
that one memory from middle school that always makes you cringe.
That one is definitely gone. You all land face first in this field. You look up. Some of you recognize a figure sitting at a table who is looking at you with a bit of shock. This figure, when standing up, stands at somewhere between 5'8" and 6 feet tall, depending on the day. Has long, sort of bluish black hair tied back in dreadlocks that are sort of tied back in a half up, half down, and dark brown skin with sort of purplish runes on visible face. Where the last time you had seen him, those runes had stopped glowing. They are now glowing, as sitting in much more casual clothing than previously is Raelnor Weaveborn. He's looking at the group of you with a confused look on his face because he wasn't expecting that.
As Valdeth sort of picks herself up from the dirt, spits out a rock. Fuck.
What?
What?
Huh.
Hello.
What?
And looming
Good to see you. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Looming into the frame. Gent, please describe yourself as I swap cameras around. Or not Gent, Jack.
You see a heavy hooded cloak of green and brown living forest leaves across the shoulders of a figure with 3 cold blue candle flame eyes. The rest of the face entirely unseeable in a shadow cast by the hood from this cloak. They're roughly 7 or 8 feet tall, very thin. You can see a bit of raven feather textured hair spilling out from underneath this hood a little bit. Rough leather clad body and a lot of extra shadows despite the light sources that are in this area.
And for those of you that might not be watching the stream right, Jack and I have swapped places on the overlay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let's move to a bit of a more proper location. The figure waves their hand and suddenly all of you...
Jeremy,
Go ahead.
For edification, for those that are confused, Jack is going to be GMing while I'm playing Raelnor now.
Okay.
There's a wave of the hand, and suddenly all of you are standing in a fairly smallish, circular, stone-walled room. The part circle of the interior that encloses you definitely has a door where this looming figure is sort of standing in between you and the rest of it. That is shrouded by mist. You can't see out from this small enclosed area. Welcome, one and all. I'm your current and temporary host, and I'm sure some of you have previously met Railnor, delightful chap, but I don't recall any of the other rest of us meeting before. We'll get to me in a moment. May I have the pleasure?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're the person that I need to murder. Okay, good. I'm
All right,
moving in.
at that point, you don't move.
Okay.
I'm so pleased for the, shall we say, implied consent. And Sable, you feel a flutter in your chest, and you inadvertently let loose a faint cough. The rest of you see a small spectral shape, something like a moth, erupt from Sable's mouth, and the figure reaches out and snatches it out of the air. Lovely, wonderful, splendid. May I have your names?
So, just to give them some, I haven't met you yet. Hi, Railmore. This is an archfey. So,
I've met a couple,
just as far as scaling and
It was sort of obvious, yes.
Where are we?
Where are we? And who? Why are we here? Also, I kind of feel like those kind of go. What's going on?
All right, wait, hold a fucking moment before. If I've learned anything from Titania's family, it's that doing things in the proper order is probably relevant. My name is Valdez Stonebeard. I'm the commander.
Excellent. Valdez, you don't have your name anymore. You don't know it.
Fuck you,
None of you, as something has just been said, none of you can recall. Titania, you look over. That dwarf who is speaking is important to you. You swear you've spent time with them before. Actually, you're married to them, but you cannot recall her name.
Could you not fucking do that?
The person who was once Valdeth Stonebeard, there's another one of those coughs, and another one of those little moths, spectral, flies out, and the individual grabs that, now holding two. Sable, you know who you are, but the sense of any sort of happiness or positivity is entirely gone. You watch as this figure takes these two little moth things and deposits them in a slightly wicker looking cage that's hanging from their belt. And they're resting there quietly.
Is that the only thing in there? There aren't other moth
There aren't other things in there. No, it's completely
Okay.
empty. And you feel, Sable, a slow descent of meaninglessness and despair settle over you like a heavy cloak. Like the worst parts of ennui and grief have been blended together and made to suffuse your entire being. Now, I trust that this will be a demonstration, a bit of an object lesson on why one must be very cautious on how one speaks in these lands, particularly to your superiors. Superiors might not be a very good word. It's not a sense of value or importance, just simply someone who is much more capable and understanding and has a sense of what's been going on around here and understands how things work a bit more. Now, Railnor here, delightful chap, as I said before, has a bit of a situation that been dealing with, and I'm the sort of person who can help with those sorts of things. There was a bit of idle chatter, which allowed me to bring all of you here, where things are done a bit, shall we say, differently. And I'm sure lots of you have lots of questions. So let's get to some of those right now. Nameless Dwarf, we'll start with you.
First off, can you give back what you fucking took?
Absolutely, we'll get to that.
She just raises an eyebrow.
What will it take to get it back?
Perfect. Excellent. I love it when people understand what's going on. So Railnor here is going to need some assistance. And I also understand that some of you are aware that there are individuals who are sort of killing gods and are trying to become supreme powers and that sort of thing. Is any of that still ring a bell?
How much memory do the rest of us have at this point?
You know all of the main events that have transpired. You're familiar with your intents and purposes up until this point.
But we don't know our names.
Oh no, all of you know your names. It's just none of you can peg exactly who that dwarf over there with the sword actually not
Who is
really.
ostensibly your leader at the moment.
Right, yeah. Not sure who that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
You
entirely
know
external.
that they've led you up to this point. You know that they're in very good standing as a capable military individual. Cannot put a finger on the name, though. Also, as you're looking around, you may realize that there are some of you that are missing. Vespia's not here. Ithram's not here. Gent's not here.
Where the fuck are the rest of our group?
Well, a couple of you are scattered about a bit, but for the there was that goblinish sorcerer, mage, wizard, something or other. They're still about. Their spouse or something, I think. They're around here somewhere. I'm sure you'll run into them eventually.
Where
Other
the
than
fuck
that,
is my
everybody
husband?
should be here. You had a husband. Oh, right. Yes, Manar. How is the lad these days, anyway?
Where the fuck is my husband?
I haven't seen him. Was he supposed to be nearby you? I grabbed everybody I could see.
Pinches the bridge of her nose.
Anyway, if we want Miss, I believe Sable it is, to get her sense of the potentiality of happiness or pleasure back, or we want, or if you would like your name back, all I simply need is a simple promise that you'll help Railnor get to where he's going, regain your potentiality and ability to do significant things again, and as long as you're willing, everybody together, to commit to those sort of the ideas, I'll be happy to return. And he sort of pats the little cage. Both of those immediately.
For the record,
You know, you could have just fucking asked.
ask.
You don't think you did, but you really did.
No, not him. Railnor, I'm always willing to help. You fuckface could have just fucking asked.
That doesn't mean anything here. You don't understand. We're
That's-
in the first world. We're in the lands of the Fae, and simply saying, will you X doesn't incite a yes. So it helps to deal when one needs something for that yes to occur.
Yeah,
to
we're
a-
not from the first world now, fucking are we?
I mean, now you are.
Fucking archfey. Now I understand why the ones in your family left.
We're here now.
Indeed, yes.
Wow. That's yes.
Fine, fucking.
Looks toward Sable and
Fable's not
They
doing
know.
anything.
Grumman leans over to Sable and goes, "You're gonna think I'm absolutely awful, but in my defense, I've made it the better part of 3 centuries without the dementia kicking in." But points at Valda. Who is that again?
There is no reaction.
Sable, elbow.
There's no reaction.
Okay. I think we've got a problem over here as well. Titania, can you do some sort of restoration thing over here, or, summon up your cloaky buddy or something like that?
Well, considering I've forgotten over the course of getting pulled through here, basically most of the sword techniques I knew. I don't know how everyone else is handling on that front.
Yeah, it's. I'll have to learn it all again. Shit.
That
This one-
is part of the whole thing. Yes, pulling you through here has kind of reoriented a bit of some of your conceptions and capabilities and that. And right. So I had thought to send you all on, a classic quest, real down to earth storybook stuff, give you 3 days to bring me back. I don't know, a cow as white as milk, cape as red as blood, hair as yellow as corn, slippers pure as gold. But then I opted rather not. That sort of thing's overdone.
What exactly does Railnor need done?
Relnor, lad, let's talk to them a bit about what you've been through recently.
Well, as some of you may know, teleporting an entire district of Taram happened all of my magical potential. And so questing. I've covered some small bit. He says a little bit of like arcs between. I've recovered some small bit. That I might be able to cover some of it. Never actually been before, though. I think I may have fucked up.
Yeah.
Yes. I think what the good Archfey is suggesting is that you power and process by someone.
Oh, heaven, no. Morals, boring as shit. I never bother with them. But no, my background lies in the sort of mentoring of heroes and protagonists and that sort of thing. And it's really kind of my bailiwick, you might say, to take people who are in a hopeless or at least relatively reduced position and enable them to regain or for the first time acquire a level of capability and power so that they can help kill gods. Killing gods really is what it comes down to. Killing godlike people and entities that we would really rather not have wandering about, inflicting their will on reality in various dimensions. Now, at least half of you have seemed to be relatively inclined to engage in this sort of pursuit. So, Miss Sable, and the moth flies back. Sable, your sense of reality reasserts itself.
Okay.
Yes, so
I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't know how this character would react to these things.
No
These
problem.
Are so fundamental changes in her.
Take your time.
So right now she's in brain shock.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That's
If
what's
it-
happening.
Yep.
If it helps at all,
Mute,
I've
Craig.
Out of character, would it help to ask you, or do you need time to
It would
figure
not
out?
help me as a player. I
Okay.
don't know how to play this character in this. It will progress. It's fine. I'm not have no issues with it.
trying to figure it out.
I
It's
don't
just
know how to play the
figuring out
character in
how
this
this character
particular
works right
scene.
now. Yeah.
You got it.
So I'm translating it into brain shock.
Got it.
Titania's gonna speak up and say to the rest of the group, not the people who dragged us here. If it helps at all, I've grown up hearing a lot of stories of this place. I
Yeah,
think-
and like I said, I get why the ones in your family left now because these fucking assholes are everywhere.
Oh, you'll find
Well, one of
very
them was
few
kind
who
of
are actually like
kicked
me,
out.
particularly. I'm a bit of a special case, and figuring it out as we go along is definitely what I enjoy.
You're not going to tell us your fucking names. What the hell do we call you?
Oh, well, I myself have had something like a dozen names and twice as many titles, none of which are really any of your business, to be frank. Which I'm not. Frank's an ass. I'm not him.
No, you're still an ass.
Not exactly. Never mind. We'll get there.
What the fuck do we call you?
Shade Warden will do for the present.
That sounds like a name out of a history book of someone I want to punch.
All right. If you'd like to, you can roll for that. That would be what sort of does anybody have I believe it's occultism in this.
Occultism,
I mean, yes, but
or
Yep.
potentially any sort of like esoterica or academia.
Right. If you've got a lore that seems particularly Fae-centric.
Is it an alcohol related lore?
It is not alcohol related.
Then no.
I have a bit of the knowledges of magics, I guess. Nope, don't slip in the Australian. Don't do it.
Definitely,
That was New
definitely
Zealand.
somewhere between Australia and South Africa. You were somewhere in one of those two regions.
But yeah, want me to roll occultism?
Yeah.
I know because been listening. Thanks, roll 20.
first roll of the
First
Can I
roll
try?
of the new roll system,
I
and
thought
it's
I
a
know things, but I guess I don't. I forgot a lot.
I have a positive modifier in it, so I'll roll it anyway, but that line was entirely just a reference to the fact that my character in the past has had significant issues with Shade Warden as a concept.
Yeah, I'll try it.
All right, other people.
Free.
I'll
Yeah, no.
roll. She's not gonna do anything, but I'll roll just for fun.
I took away the one for you, Jeremy. just for you.
Does Jack? Does Relnor know enough to make a roll? But I need esoterica roll.
you haven't gotten a ton of about personal history from Shade Warden. So yeah, you can go ahead and make that as well. So Titania, Shade Warden
Wow.
is definitely the name of an archfey. And there's some weird stuff about how most archfey are particularly based, and they're all tied very deeply into the concept of the Fey realm as a place or a dimension or a plane of being.
Beast.
Sable, you've heard the name as a powerful Fey entity in passing, but nothing particular about them. With Esoterica specifically, Railnor, part of the reason that there's a basis here is because whereas most Archfey are specific entities that have existed for a great period of time, Shade Warden is one that has not existed for a great period of time in the same way. He's the memory of a previously destroyed Archfey, and the Feywild itself remembered him so hard that the dimension remanifested him and gave him being again.
Would he even have a true name in that particular?
If he wanted one, maybe he's given himself one. If he's a tactically minded person who was like, nah, I don't need a true name in that way. I can have a whole bunch of other names that all have their own powers. And yeah, no, he kind of doesn't, probably.
Relnor has a. Relnor is like. For the rest of you, Relnor's like so looking has a very like a puzzled and curious look on his face as he sort of like just looks at Gordon and
But yes, any other questions you might still be having?
sounds like they're pretty much assisting in killing Ternalian.
Literally what we were working on in the first fucking place.
Yes, who is the person that I'm also trying to grow in power, regain my power, assist with.
Well, all right, I suppose. And the cage opens. The moth flies right back and just sort of shatters itself against now, as everybody knows, Valdeth's forehead.
What do I get for being fucking polite?
Oh, politeness is very advisable, but caution and the ability to understand what one might be opening oneself up for in any sort of agreement, implied or explicit,
Is
is
wiser.
very important. And don't worry, you weren't going to leave here without your name, Lady Stonebeard. Or however you would prefer to be addressed.
My fucking title is Thane, thank you very much.
Thane!
Who did you try to punch?
I was trying to set up the character sheet and I didn't realize that
But
clicking that would make it roll. So
before I open the door to the tower, any questions?
What's outside this tower?
Oh, a delightful one. All manner of horrors and enemies and beautiful things. And most of the experiences that you're going to need to acquire in order to get yourself back on your own 2 feet. I suppose one could say everything that's not inside the tower.
Would we perchance have a moment just to reacquaint reality for a moment before stepping out where things will
Take your time. I can keep this mist up for really as long as is necessary. Really as long as is narratively appropriate, honestly.
so
Easily.
thank you.
I'll just be over here. And Shade Warden steps to the side and glances up and gives a little bit of a wave to one of the stones inside the tower and then starts talking to one of the other stones about it.
Ragnar immediately turns to the rest. I so sorry. Not think that you would be pulled in here by a casual mention.
Punch Relnor.
He doesn't dodge.
Go ahead and make an unarmed attack roll.
Excellent. I'm skilled in that. 17.
17 definitely hits. You deal minimum damage because what's your AC there, Railnar?
My 15.
15.
Yes.
Even flat-footed, which would give you a 13. It's still not a crit. So, yeah. Railnar takes 2 points of bludgeoning
Crit
damage.
damage is a certain range over the AC. What is that
Yes,
range
if
now?
you succeed by a measure of 10 or more,
Okay.
Yeah.
or if you
Do-
roll a natural,
do natural 20 still also do the thing? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
10 or more, or nat
Yeah.
20. Or in some
Yeah.
cases lower, depending.
Right.
Still is-
is crit, which is
Yeah,
why
that's
you
just-
always get critical damage rolled as well, just in case. Yeah.
Nope, I deserve
They
that.
both sort of. Oh, go ahead.
just reacting to the punch.
They both sort of cracks neck to one side and the other. There's, I'll get you back later. Once we're more restored of power.
Was that to Shade Warden's back?
Or to Railnor.
No, to Railnor.
To Railnor. Okay.
He not dumb.
Okay.
Who's still there?
I don't think we've met, actually. Hello,
Railnor.
Nor have we.
Yes.
Grumman Bellmender of the Swiggle Bellmenders.
I am familiar with the family, actually. I've spent many time in
Oh,
Swiggle. I know
fantastic.
you haven't been there in a while.
No, I'm retired, you know, out seeing the world, saving it, that sort of thing.
How are you related to Lavenda Bellmender?
Oh, my youngest daughter.
Fascinating. Oh, I spent quite a bit of time searching for various things since my empowerment, in the Shadowland, and steady and capable captain. I'm sorely missing her company at the moment.
Marvelous. So glad to hear that she's been doing you proud. Sorry, new friend.
No, it's okay. Hawaii, my name's Naomi. I don't know, what's going on.
That accent, you're from Seer, aren't you?
How'd you know?
This is Naomi specifically. Do you have a? Are you trained at all in either society or lore specifics?
Yeah, she's trained in society. She has accounting. That's her lore.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
I would say the DC for that one, yeah, we should roll society on that one. I
Roll,
think.
yeah, roll society check. It wouldn't be hard.
I was gonna say I'm thinking probably just a flat 10.
Yeah.
On society for.
So
She got 14.
You recognize the name Railnor Weaveborn.
Yep.
Railnor Weaveborn is an archmage of significant power, living in in Eberron.
Is in
Eberron
is.
Right.
Is an archmage of significant power, living in Sharn.
Yep.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you. Yeah, Naomi Bright Alta. I'm also an acclaimed spellcrafter myself. And yeah, not appreciating being here, but you know what? You plane jump twice in one day, and you just kind of chuck it up to, funky magics.
The version of me that you're familiar with is not me. But I have spoken with him at length.
Yeah, this is Raelnor Weaveborn, the until very recently god of the Mage District of Tiram.
It's been a year.
Well, that's nice for you.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's still very recently.
Not strictly.
Wasn't really a god proper anyway. Speaking of it,
just not strictly speaking of god.
You're not strictly speaking of help either. So shut the fuck up.
I am the best help you're going to get here.
And that's saying something.
They are
We're doomed.
They are a memory of a dead archfey made manifest by Aiden archfey. So
doesn't mean I have to like him.
No, you don't.
No, but in the spirit of honesty, my armor class is like 46 or something absurd. Not that you know what that means.
No idea what you're talking about.
You're not granting us privacy if you're responding to the conversation.
I simply said I'd step off to the side. If it's privacy you want, there's another wall of mist that cuts the room in half, and you can't see him now either.
Is there a possibility that the world's going to end while we're faffing about over here?
If I was going to take a guess, probably. If I was going to take a... Well, he's cut off. If I was going to take a guess, probably not, because this is the sort of storybook bullshit that typically comes with some kind of time nonsense.
We do.
He just answered, so he's definitely still listening.
Yes,
of course he is.
Much fair. I'll say that in terms of whatever is most narratively them is going to be the follow. So, considering that his objective return me to powerful, assist you, God.
Why?
I apologize out of character for laughing. It's because I thought you said realms of buffet, which is definitely like the Golden Corral
I
equivalent.
feel
in
like
Swinger.
that's what Drummond heard. Like,
Yeah, 100%. He's like, oh,
You
don't
know,
try the
you
shrimp
know
there.
that has now become at least one wizard's like created pocket dimension,
Oh
right?
my god, look, we're gonna go down the gravy boat, and just pulls up a boat on a river.
yeah, shaped like a gravy boat, but large. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an entire pocket dimension made of food.
But
I feel like that is Earth 999 in the Marvel universe.
Anyway, pleasure to meet you. I'm excited to help you out so I can get home eventually.
and Reborn, of course, official titles. Former head of the Reborn district. For caught up with world events. When the when Taram fell to an alien machination, I spent all of my considerable magical powers saving as many civilians as I can. But that was basically my away. So severed myself from the source of my particular magical powers and permanently. And so have been trying to figure out how to work in the world without substantial amount. So I've got a stick now. There's holding up a wand. And I've become somewhat. I know it's not as impressive as the various god-killing weapons that you all seem to have left at home, but
Speaking of which, where the fuck's our gear?
We would
No response.
appreciate answers now.
No response.
I think that means he's.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Oh, he's waiting for.
You can let down the privacy wall now.
So that new thing, the wall of mist, kind of disintegrates slowly, and there's a different figure standing on the other side. Kind of greenish hair, a wood elf. And he kind of blinks at you. Hi.
All right, who are you?
I apologize. My name's Fikir.
Hmm.
And I am one of the aspects of the entity you met previously. I would like to extend my hearty apologies for the treatment that I presume you have all been subject to recently.
Are you one we can visit violence upon?
You are welcome to attempt, although I do tend to defend myself very viciously,
Fine.
which seems to be your general deportment as well, I think.
It's quite nice to meet you, Foker.
Care.
Beg your pardon.
Well, it's a
All right.
better aspect than the other fucker. So
Yes, well, he'll be back, as will the other
unfortunate.
iterations of myself, some of whom have I'm Ghent is a fragment of my soul, reincarnated. I've been reincarnated several times. There's a lot of names that go by that, and
Do you have the same goals as the Shade Warden?
Shade Warden was my patron. I'm a warlock, you see. But I'm one of the memory aspects of him that sometimes manifests. Right now I'm functioning, and he kind of sticks his hand through a wall. I'm an illusion.
Gotcha.
Of course you are.
But I'm also sort of the talking key to this little mist wall that's out there. What you're about to proceed upon, now that Shade Warden is gone, will be the first stage, shall we say, of your education, training, practice. There's a number of ways one could look at it.
Do you happen to know where all of our equipment went?
Well, that's scattered a bit out into the Feywilds.
I'm sorry. What?
Well, the best way for you all to defeat Sinalian will be to take what you've learned up until this point previously and re-empower yourselves in the sense that you've been all bumping into a whole lot of unkillable things recently, based on the insight that Shade Warden left behind. Some of you have been given empowerments that allow for those sort of things to become killable again. But given the special rules that the First World operates under, this is going to be a way that we can, as long as not too much time transpires in your world, which Shade Warden has some level of control over in terms of how time proceeds. Well, really, it's going to be effectively very quickly learning newish ways of murdering things in a realm where that sort of thing is sometimes very easy or almost impossible. At the same time, a lot of contradictions happen. I apologize. But when you step out here, you're going to jump into a little bit of a fight and give yourself some practice in
None
your...
of that remotely answered the question that we had.
Which was, would you restate?
Our equipment.
Oh, that has been, just like you were changed coming through the barrier, it has been changed, and you will find it in better... You'll find it as you go along your path, and it will be transformed more effectively and be a bit more designed to the purposes of, for lack of a better term, murdering the shit out of this Tinalian creature.
So a bit of an upgrade then.
Yes, but it will also be very much the same things. Anything that you had a personal connection to, anything that was vitally tied to your memories, and that you'll find your old things, and it will be still the same in all of its most important ways and better in the ways that will help you in the future, if that makes sense.
Are we still tattooed, those of us with tattoos?
I
understand
the imagery is still there. The functions have degraded.
Okay, all right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was just curious if it's like, is it gone or just depowered?
It's more of a depowered state rather than being your self-image hasn't been altered significantly in any meaningful way. It just doesn't do the same things. Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I will admit I'll be impressed if you can find ways of killing things that I haven't done before.
he opens his mouth and then kind of shuts it, looking like he was about to discuss with you some of the more philosophically nuanced aspects of what is killing really in a reality when
I'll show you.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that I understand this whole. So we were pulled through to help
Railno.
that, yes. And as part of this, our equipment that changed. Okay, fair enough. Part of the process. I'll pretend to believe you on that. Was scattered around like a scavenger hunt? As a
bit.
training exercise?
Well, it's less of a training exercise and more of a... I wish Eshkel was here.
Playing silly buggers.
It's more that we tend to manifest when we're needed, and the core memory is, well, most of the aspects of all of the things and people and memories that make up Shade Warden and the various entities and realities and personas that he's built from or built into himself perceive things differently, but it's complicated. But
for what it's worth, as much as Shade Warden pisses me the fuck off, when I look at you, I get the sense that someone missed you.
I mean, there's aspects and memories, and some of us hate each other almost as much as you are probably feeling. But no, there's a lot of loss associated. Yes, you're not wrong. And
for those unaware, Valdeth is the continuing reincarnation of Braza, who was the person who had been in love with Fakir.
But well, regardless, you're going to fight some things outside, in the sense that both there are actual beings outside this tower that would wish harm and violence upon you, and will probably try to enact that. But it's also, in Shade Warden's mind, kind of a metaphorical thing in terms of how that's all going to transpire. But I think that it's time very soon, as far as everything is concerned, for you lot, Valdeth, Titania, Ninomi, Sable, Drummond, you're about to have a little bit of a fight, and things will be all right as long as you take what you know and proceed in the same manner in which you're used to. Backing each other up, making sure to protect each other, working together, and rediscovering the sort of power that you have lost and will now fairly swiftly, from a temporal perspective, regain. And almost no time will hopefully pass before you get back to the world that you are used to being in.
Please stop talking and just throw us at the things to kill.
Excellent. Will do. And then Fakir's eyes kind of glaze over a bit, and he looks off into the distance and starts to say words that you don't understand and talk to people that you don't really feel like. That he can see them. He's definitely addressing someone that's not you, which is why when the words that come out of Fakir's mouth, "We're going to go to our break now," you're not sure who he's talking to, but he's definitely talking to somebody.
All right. If you're watching live, please stay tuned with these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur
A
story.
dinosaur story. I got it.
Yeah, no, that one was like perfectly in time, actually.
Thank you.
All right. So the entity calling itself Fakir waves a hand, and both he and the mist wall in front of you dissolve, revealing a view to the exterior. The landscape around you seems to be a cemetery, honestly. Large trees, and the air itself carries a perfume of kind of a saccharine caramel scent mixed with an acidic undertone. The light beaming in through the doorway is about the same level of the light that was inside the tower itself. But where the tower itself was lit by just a single flickering lantern on a hook driven into the wall, the light outside seems to emanate with a similar hue, despite the fact that the flames themselves are purple from these two large braziers outside the front of this circular region. Anybody who wants to, well, everybody, we're going to start with rolling initiative. So in Pathfinder 2, the second edition, initiative is based off your perception, not your dexterity. Yep. So what you're going to do, I'm going to get the turn order up here. Everybody select your characters.
I forgot to select my token.
Yeah, initiative.
That's okay.
The initiative button is underneath your perception score.
But it's okay because I rolled the same thing the second time that I did the first time.
Well done.
Oh, we're getting into Valdeth never rolls
Hell
good
yeah,
on initiative
let's
points
keep
again.
this going. They know me is just like I'm good.
Good God, how do we switch systems and you still?
And Valdeth still can't roll a good initiative yet.
You're still rolling a fucking 2.
Which
Yep.
I imagine your mod is higher than mine. What's your
Mine?
yeah? What's your mod on
7,
your
no.
perception?
No,
We're-
you
we're
both have the
equal.
same.
We're
You both
equal.
have the same
The
initiative mod.
exact same.
Yep.
I haven't looked up what the tiebreaker rules are.
Roll a d20.
All right, I got it.
Do it again.
You have to do it again. If we just spend the rest of
Okay.
this rolling back and forth, there we go.
Okay, there we
All right.
There we go.
That was really funny.
The same
I would have
first.
been down for like another hour of just rolling.
Right? And just the
Over
longest
and
batch
over.
of rollies ever.
I really wanted it to go to a third roll.
Reminder,
I
Like,
wanted it to go to at least 12, 13, so we could break the Republicans trying to get us.
Right.
Um,
Want to have
reminder,
at least as many roll-offs as they did to get Kevin McCarthy in office.
reminder, by the way, to update your names in Roll20 so that more than they're looking.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, that's on you for making a whole new.
A whole new game, yeah.
Whole new game, new fantastic system to learn. Where the fuck do I click? What system is this?
I really need to just take
I
the
need you to
T
keep
off my
going.
display.
Why is-
I,
wait,
need,
hang on.
I need that full song.
Why is Scuzz going at turn 17 in the turn order?
That's not Scuzz. It's not
No, we-
That is
not
definitely
Scuzz.
not Scuzz.
That is absolutely not Scuzz.
That's
so,
not my butter boy.
That is not my buttery boy.
Grumman, if it is a goblin,
This is not my buttery house.
I don't want
This
you
is not
to-
my
I don't
buttery
want, I
wife.
don't want to demand anything from you. But if it is a goblin and it starts attacking you, I would request that you shout out, "You're not my buttery son!" as you stab it.
I just want to preface this for the GM, for the temporary GM. Relnor did indicate that he had his wand in his hand earlier.
yeah. Mhm.
Gross.
I
Yep.
feel like
Welcome to Pathfinder 2. You have to say you draw your weapon.
Naomi has no weapons.
I'm a monk, baby. I don't have to say
I
nothing.
mean, I feel like it should almost go without saying, based on the last several minutes of conversation, that
As I was about to say, I think Valeth and
was
Sable have
in
pretty
her
much had
fucking
their
hand.
weapons drawn.
Yeah.
I
So
become even more so
it is
than
a
5e. I become factually less effective the more things I'm wearing or carrying. So naked punching. Here we go.
so it's an interact action to draw a weapon.
Yep.
Unless you have something like quick draw actions.
Alrighty. So, we begin with a number of small gremlin-looking critters beginning to swarm the tower.
Somebody fed him after midnight.
They were definitely trying to sneak, but when I rolled for them, they rolled a nat 1. So we're just going to say they're tiptoeing as quietly as possible in the wide fucking open.
I like 2 of them are just like humming stealth music.
Right. Yep.
It's the cronk.
They're
No.
cronking their way to the tower. Yes,
no,
indeed.
better.
Yeah.
They are singing with cat-like tread from Pirates of
From
Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance.
Do any of you speak Undercommon?
No.
Of course
Yeah, that's the one
not.
thing I forgot to.
I don't know about language.
I used to speak everything, so I don't fucking know what I speak anymore.
You don't anymore.
Hold on, let me see what my
you
original
speak-
languages were. I didn't check.
Speak a number of additional languages equal to your intelligence modifier.
I don't speak any shit.
Well, you speak Common, Dwarven, and a number of extra languages
Yeah.
equal to whatever your in mod
Okay.
is.
So then the answer to your question is no.
Okay.
For instance, Valdez speaks Common, Dwarven, and Orcish.
I am just
Because
going
every
with
instance
the
of his
ones-
character speaks Orcish.
I'm going with the ones that I had originally. She doesn't get anything new, but I do because of it's one of these fucking feats. I think it's Angelkin. I don't know. Got the multilingual, so I have 4, even though I have a +2.
Okay.
So I speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Giant.
Dope.
I speak common and elf.
Alrighty. So yeah, they're singing something quietly under their breath. It might be a Broadway show tune. You don't know.
Wait, is Relnor an elf? I thought Relnor was a dwarf.
Oh, Railnor is an elf.
Nope, elf.
Oh, my bad.
Generally speaking, he's a half elf. He leans far more on the elf. Half elf.
All right.
Elf's right.
Sometimes you lean more in one direction than the other. Being a halfy.
Yeah.
That's nope. I don't want to say that ever again.
I would.
You did that. You did that.
That was a
I
choice,
did.
but hey,
was-
it happened.
Being a mixed individual, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
There we
one
go. There we
instead.
go.
God damn it.
I was wondering why you were going with it. I was like, what are you doing, Nikki?
Nikki's doing great. I'm awesome.
Look, it's 2023.
Some of us are halfies.
Amazing.
It's funnier because at least 3 of us in this call are mixed individuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call. I'm no longer mixed. I'm now halfy.
Oh,
But 2
boy.
of these are going to
Okay.
come in. One of them is going to try and stab Drummond. Drummond, what's your AC?
19, baby.
Jesus
Alrighty.
Christ.
That is a 26, so not a crit.
What?
Yeah, you got to realize the numbers on your sheet look really fucking impressive. Like my DC of 17 for my spellcasting, but this is Pathfinder.
This is
Right.
Pathfinder, baby.
People start out with +9s to shit at level 1.
Yep.
Grumman looks
It
down,
only gets worse.
tears
Better.
welling in
Better.
his eyes.
Better.
There's like thick, globby tears, and goes, "You are not my buttery boy."
Railnor goes,
That's
What?
that's my thing for tonight. I'm taking it.
Amazing. All right.
Ah,
I need to see what all can like when does flat-footed come in? Because I know that there's
so
certain things that
flat-footed-
cause it.
Flat-footed can be caused by certain
fucker is
conditions.
flat-footed right now.
Flat-footed can be caused by certain conditions. I think mostly it's if you're in a surprise round outside of those.
Right, which you guys weren't surprised. You were told. So, yep. Okay. So, yep. You take 1 piercing damage there, Grummond.
Okay.
So,
You're flat-footed. If you get fainted on, a number of other things can
Or-
cause
or
someone
if
to be
you-
flat-footed.
Punch a stumbling monk. So, I think I might actually have to actively be in my stance.
yeah, you have to actually be in your stance. But yeah,
Although I think
Alright,
monks
never
get to pick a stance at the start of combat automatically, don't they?
Maybe. If so, that guy's flat-footed. Let me check on that.
Well, will be to you, but you're not.
Oh, is it just to me? I don't think so.
I believe so.
Hold on, let me look.
All right. Regardless, one of them closes and stabs you.
Yep.
Sable, that brings us to your turn.
All right, there are things to kill. I'm gonna kill.
Yep.
Deal.
She finally
We will say you have your
finally
weapon in your
smiles
hand.
again.
We will say you have your weapon in your hand
Okay.
already.
5, 10, 15.
Now, in this game, I believe you cannot split your movement without certain feats and shit like that. So when you take an action to stride, like you
So-
just did,
Right.
if you stop an attack there, that's
That's
you've
stride
used
then.
an action.
Now, for attacks of opportunity, because this is sort of weird in the
Mhm.
would that cause an attack of opportunity?
That would, yes, because you left a threatened square.
Okay.
Unless you 5 foot.
Right.
Let me You know what? No, it doesn't matter because I'm probably not gonna split my action anyway. I'll stay there. And even though she's holding her maul in her hands, she lets go with one hand and she's gonna reach out and grab onto the thing's forehead with another hand.
Okay.
Because I am going to cast Flens.
Yes.
All right. I
Cleanse
believe that
them,
is
baby.
a melee,
It is
melee spell attack.
It is a melee spell attack.
All right. Go ahead.
21 to hit
21 definitely hits.
for 8 slashing damage as the just flesh, muscle, everything just strips off the body.
Begins to.
Big explosion of gore.
Hell yeah.
And she's smiling.
Oh,
He's now in a good mood.
For Craig's edification, I was sort of right. The stance savant feat that you can get at level 12 allows you to enter a stance automatically at the start of combat.
All right, cool.
And that is
and I was also wrong. It's you were right. It's only flat-footed against my next attack, not in general.
All right. So
and
you used
hold on.
one action to stride, 2 actions for
2 actions to do that. And
Yep.
let me check and make sure that there's nothing else. I think it's just that. Yeah, it wasn't a crit, right?
No, it was not.
So they don't get the bleed damage.
No.
Does it kill that one?
Nope.
It's 8 damage. Okay, cool.
Nope.
Then we are good.
Yeah, no. You reach out, it tries to block your arm, and you manage to just grab it around the wrist. And most of its forearm is now just bare bone. Okay.
Good start.
Railnor.
All right. So, Relnor first reacting to Grummond going on my buttery boar with a what? And then to Sable ripping flesh off of an arm going, what?
Welcome to the new party, Railnar.
There you go.
Simple thing right now first. Am I in melee with this person, right? With this guy, or the one that's attacking Grummond?
Yes. It's in that square adjacent to you.
I'm going to use an action to step backwards. 1.
Okay, so 5 foot
So,
5 foot
yeah,
shift.
Carefully move 5 feet. Stepping doesn't
Yep.
trigger reactions, such as attack of opportunity.
Nope. So no attack of opportunity on that one.
Just
That's one
single
action.
step, 5 foot step. And then I'm going. As I didn't fill out this cantrip. Cast electric arc. So he raises up his free hand. He raises his free hand, and the tattoos that are going down his this purple glowing tattoos that are going down his and his hand light up a much more vibrant blue color than they had been previously as lightning tips. It sort of flings it out, and as it flings out, it separates, it strikes at the one in front of Grummond and the one in front of Sable.
Okay.
Both of them make basic reflex save.
What is your DC?
Is
17. All right. So for the first one, that is a 23. Second one, natural 1.
the second one takes a critical fit. So the first one
Nice.
succeeds, and half damage.
And it was the one by Grummond and the one in front of Sable, right?
The one, so the one that succeeds takes half damage, and fails takes double damage. I haven't put it in the thing yet, so I'll fix that in a second. But oh, nice. So the one in front of Grummond takes 4 electric damage, and the one in front of Sable takes 16 electric damage.
All righty. So Sable, you watch this one in front of you sort of looking wide-eyed at its now visible ulna and radius. And then these lightning bolts shoot out of its eye sockets and it crumbles into ash in front of you.
We're gonna have to talk combat etiquette.
What?
All righty. Meanwhile, the other one took 4 damage, only lightly singed. And is that everything for Relnor then?
Yes, I took a action to 5 foot step back. I took 2 actions to cast a spell that required both herbal and somatic components. So
All right.
I'm good.
Fantastic. That brings us to the Grummond Titania Valdeth turn.
Do we need to do roll?
So the 3 of us need to roll off.
What are your
Well, what's everybody's dex mod?
Dex mod
Is
or
it-
initiative mod?
wisdom mod? Yeah.
Or initiative mod. Yep. Wisdom mod.
Perception mod.
Perception is I have +7 to perception.
Mine is +9.
I'm 6 for perception.
All right. So we will go
How the fuck are you
Valdeth,
guys so
Titania,
high?
Grummond.
Higher wisdom.
I mean, mine's 3.
Higher than a
Yeah. So then,
I have a +4 to wisdom.
A fighter is considered to be expert in perception.
Expert. Okay.
Yeah, they got a better proficiency, as it were. Alrighty. So Valdeth.
Valdeth, having like in the moment of frustration drawn her weapons prior, is holding what looks to be the katana that she was first given when she trained as a samurai under the orc samurai master that she had learned under in Taram. But the other thing that she's holding is a weapon that most everyone else has not seen before because it's been ceremonial up until recently, but it's the thing she has now, which is a singular ornate flintlock pistol, which is carved with seems to be made mostly of stone rather than a combination of wooden, like what would be wood on the pistol appears to be made of a unique kind of stone, and then the barrel is still of metal as normal. And it's carved with a variety of different intricate designs and gold inlay, and marked with the stone head that is the symbol of Everstone, and then the clenched fist symbol of House Stonebeard. And she just fuck this and points the pistol at the little creature in front of Sable that is not the one that she was just standing in front of, and fires.
Oh, okay. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Roll your pistol attack on this third Jinkin.
That is a 13, which is probably a miss.
I was gonna say 13 goes wide. There's a report, blast of smoke, and then part of the stone stairs here towards the top of the staircase chip up and fly out. You watch as those stone fragments sort of scatter off, and as they hit the ground in several places in the grass between the braziers, they get up and walk away.
That does work.
Cool. And then she walks over here and then puts the katana to work
Okay.
for attack number 2, which is
So that's
even
at a,
worse.
Yep. So swings out with the katana, and you are off balance. It has been a weird last roughly an hour. You know, your muscles don't feel like they used to. The weight of things balances in your hands differently, and you swing out, and this thing is very small just by its own innate stature, and ducks under the stroke as you move. Titania.
All right. I'm gonna go forward here, and I'm gonna swing my scythe,
Okay.
which is somewhere there. The 22.
22 hits.
Sweet. 8 bludgeoning damage. Or
All right.
bludgeoning what is happening? Why does it say bludgeoning slashing? That's weird.
You might have several things in your tooltip where you have that one listed, but
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Okay.
okay. And then does it have to save? It looks like you have something about a trip in there. Is that normal? Or is that an error
You
as
can
well?
you can use this weapon
Yes.
to trip with the athletic skill, even if use the adds 11 to item bonus attack rolls. Just you can, instead of attacking, you can.
Gotcha. All right. So that was 2 actions so far. Are you doing anything with your third?
Yeah. If I cast a spell, does that
No,
have
that-
the attack disadvantage? Because or are spells considered something different?
Spells usually take 2 actions.
Okay. Like a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
spells
It
do not
depends on the cantrip.
spells do not take the.
Oh, that's
the
right. Yep.
the
No, I see it.
multi-attack- Spells do not take the multi-attack penalty typically. They just typically can't.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to step back as well.
All right. So you're just going to move 5 feet to shift out of range?
Yep.
All right.
Actually, can I aid Drummond in hitting this thing very hard? But just sort of like
Aid is a reaction.
it is a reaction. Oh yeah.
Unless
it
you
is.
prepare to help somebody,
Yeah.
I believe.
Prepare to help as well.
Let's see.
On Archives of Neth, actually.
Oh, ready
Action
action
says actions/activities.
is two
Yeah.
actions.
Yeah. You would have to ready the action, which takes 2 of your actions in
Yep.
order to use the reaction of aid. So
but-
you do.
Well, no. Aid. The trigger for aid is an ally is about to. The ally is about to use an action that requires a skill check or an attack roll, and the only requirements are that the ally is willing to accept your aid. Oh, and you have prepared to.
And you have prepared
yeah.
to help. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
have
I
to
can't
have.
do that.
Yeah. You have to have something readied in order to do aid. Yep.
All right, I'll step back.
It says usually by using an action during your turn, which is usually, like, as far as I can tell, it's not like the ready action. It's just say, I want to aid, and that costs me an action to set up the reaction trigger, as far as I can tell. It looks like ready is specifically for like I want to trigger an attack or a spell, rather than
Yeah.
aid, which is like
Okay.
usually by using an action on your turn. You
What
could say, I'm gonna aid
action?
this person.
What action would you use for this then?
I'm basically trying to block it so it can't dodge out of Drummond's fist's ways.
Okay, that would be an athletics check, DC 20.
All right. Nope, never mind.
That's okay. All right. So yeah, you try and see if you can position yourself in a way, but this thing is nimble and spry and leaping about in its square, basically,
Yep.
and you're not able to block that. So
That's my
Grummond just has his normal. All right. Naked dwarf punching.
Right. Let's see.
It's 3 actions to take all of your clothes off in one turn. I will have you know
Okay.
ahead of time.
Let's see. Everything.
Only if you're not wearing armor.
Lost its strength. And Grumman will fumble in his pockets and see if he still has flasks.
You have 1 flask. It seems to be a weak mixture of whatever qualifies for a Feywild snake bite.
All right. Well, I will pull it, take a deep swig, and enter stumbling stance.
There you go.
And then with my second action, I will go. Oh, I'm not sure what would be worse if all of them are gone, or if just that's the only one that's left. And I will take a stumbling strike at the little fella right in front of me.
Okay. Swing away. 24 definitely hits.
So 3 damage.
3 damage. All right. Yep. The fist comes out and just collides with this thing's jaw. You see a couple teeth fly.
Okay.
It's got plenty of teeth left over, though.
And my second, I'm sorry, I was taking a flurry of blows action. I didn't say that. Is that okay if I go ahead and take my second one?
Yep.
8, I assume, misses.
8 is a miss. Yep. Ducks under your follow-up strike.
Oh, all right then. And I'll use my last action to take a third attack.
Okay.
1.
That is a crit fail.
Not a natural one.
No, that's not a natural one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yep. Well,
yeah, it's my third attack, so it's at a -8.
Right. Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
Critical failure. While critical successes can happen if you by 10, critical failures only happen if you.
Right.
Okay.
Then so yeah, sock him a good one with the first one, but the other 2 he manages to sort of get your measure, find the rhythm, and is not attacked.
Roman is not drunk enough.
Right.
Drink harder.
And that brings us to Naomi.
All the way at the bottom. That's okay. Let's see. What was the range on 30 feet. Okay. Perfect. I don't have to move at all. This little shitbag there is going to Naomi opens up her palm and she's like, I saw the god guy do it, so I'll try it myself. As she casts electric arc as well.
Okay.
Target both of them if you want.
Oh, I can. I can do two.
One or two creatures,
individuals.
so long as they're within 30 feet of.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, one bolt goes to the one over here, and then the other one, or the one that's standing by itself, and then the other one that's next to Grummond and Titania.
All right. So they're making saving throws.
They're
Reflex.
making reflex.
And your DC is 15 there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've got a 19 and a 26. So one
Boo.
critically succeeds, which I'm going to say is this guy here.
Crit success. No damage.
No damage there. Right. So go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 4. Or, oh, there it is. 6.
Yeah.
So he only takes 3. All righty.
Well, that
Good
was
to
test.
know.
And then Nomi's like, "Oh God, I'm like a freshman all over again."
Okay. The Jinkin closest to Grummond definitely thinks the one with a scythe is the worst threat. What is your AC, Titania?
16.
First one just hits. You take 3 piercing damage.
Ow.
Second one crits. You take 8 piercing damage.
Cool. I have 3
And-
hit points.
Yeah, he was rolling at the penalty there. He just hit a nat 20. And the third one hits for 4.
I'm down. I have
Okay.
-1. I don't know how stuff works in this.
Right.
So
So the death and dying rules,
cool.
since that's where we're at, apparently.
Look, I have 14 hit points. What do you want me to do?
Right.
No worries.
But that is
So you
on
cannot be reduced to fewer than 0
the-
hit points.
Right.
Page
So
four-
you're at
that's good.
0.
459.
Okay, cool. That's
Um,
good.
Yep. Mhm.
When
You
most readers hit
immediately
0
move your initiative position to directly before the creature effect that reduced you to 0 hit points. So Titania is now. Yeah.
you gain the
Here.
dying 1.
Yep. When you reach dying 4, you are dead.
Okay.
On your turn, you'll make recovery checks,
Cool.
which is a flat check. Just roll a d20, and the DC is 10 plus your current dying value. So your first
Mhm.
one is an 11. You got to hit an 11 or above.
Got
If you succeed, your dying value goes down by 1.
You
If you fail, your dying value goes up by 1.
You've also gained the wounded condition.
You're also considered wounded. So make sure
And-
to tag that on your character sheet.
Blinded, flat-footed, and unconscious automatically
Yes.
happened.
Yep.
Yeah. So the way it works, every time every time you get sent into unconsciousness and you're dying, become wounded.
Mhm.
The higher the wound
Yep.
value, the faster your dying condition backs up.
Yep.
First time,
Yep.
it only increases by 1 because your wounded value is 1. Second time, it increases by 2 because your wounded is 2. Third time,
Yep.
by 3. The fourth time, by
Right. Basically, if you go, the more up and down you go in a battle, the more likely you just die outright.
And
Yep.
this is how they disincentivize the death juggle that happens in some other system.
Like 5e, for instance. All right. The other one is right up there against Valdeth, who just came in and tried to shoot and swing at it. Is not terribly pleased there, but does not think it can close to Naomi in the background. So Valdeth, you get 3 attacks. What's your AC currently?
18.
18. That is exactly an 18. So that's 3 piercing.
Okay.
An 11 is a miss. And a 6 is a worse miss. So, yep, this one lashes out with its little short sword, stabs you in the calf, and then 2 more rapid strikes, but both of them you're able to get out of the way of. And now it's Sable's turn.
Okay, I am in the process of checking something here really quick. So just to be clear, you can cast a spell and attack as long as you have the actions for it.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Just checking a spell.
I think you can theoretically cast multiple spells if you have the actions for all of them together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how you do things like cantrip attack and in the same time
Right.
because shield costs 1 because
Isn't shield a reaction though?
no, shield is a somatic. It's a
It's a one action to raise. It's a reaction to put it in front of things to soak damage for you.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So I am going to. The moment she looks like she almost doesn't. But then she just sighs a little bit. I'm going to use 2 actions to cast heal.
Okay.
Woo.
Which at 2 actions, that means it can be a range of 30 feet. If I'm healing no living creature, increase the hit points restored by 8. So you'll get 8 more than this. So you get 12.
Sweet. Thank you.
And then I will use I will. Shit, I'm not in range. I don't think.
If you have like a ranged cantrip, you can just like zap him with it
Oh.
for your remaining action.
Yeah, that's fine. It's yes, if it has one action. Um,
That can't.
Chill touch does not, but I did not put the information in there for it.
Chill
Hold on,
touch.
I'm finding it. Why did it say one where I was putting it in? Never mind.
If you want, Jeremy, you're not in anybody's threatened square right now. If you want to roll that back and cast heal at just using one action, you could stride to Titania, range of touch. That's 2 actions total, but you would also be in melee with this one Jinkin. You could probably do a weapon strike if you wanted. But you would only be able to heal Titania for 4 rather than 12.
The problem is I don't. If
I
I
don't
roll
know.
back, it's not healing. She's not healing at all.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I did not notice that I was the sheep was in front of everything. I did not notice I was 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't worry about healing.
Fair enough. I'm not healing Titania then.
All right. Roll that turn
I've
back over
taken a
then.
step forward.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I go put my
That
things back.
that fits Sable's character more, anyways. And this person is hopefully getting a maul to the head.
Okay.
So move forward for 1 action.
Mhm.
Maul attack for a 26 to hit.
That is a hit.
So that is 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I'm going to assume that Sable steps, like basically does the backswing during the move, steps forward, 1 boot probably crushes the skull of the dead one in front of you.
Yep.
And then this maul just comes down and pastes this thing against the stone floor.
Perfect.
Yep. No, that was he had exactly 15 hit points left.
Awesome. And oh, well, that I can do, I believe, although I don't know if it's touch. Sorry. Nope, that is also 2 actions. Why is it marked as 1? Never mind. That is, I believe that is probably everything.
Okay.
Unless I'm checking one other thing here really quick and see if I mislabeled this one too.
Is it possible that your cleric stuff might reduce the action requirements for some of your cantrips?
No.
Okay.
It was just marked differently. I think where I was, where I'd had it. Either I mismarked it or something else did. You know what? I will go ahead and I do have 1 action left. I will. Who's next in the order?
Railnor's next up, and then Valdeth.
Yeah, I don't trust you.
Fair.
Valdeth, you're getting guidance.
Cool. What does that
Which
do?
isn't in the you get a +1 status bonus to 1 attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check before the start of my next turn.
Cool. That'll make this much easier.
All righty.
I mean, it'll make it +1 easier. Not
Yeah,
that
5% easier. Railnor.
Let's not go too out of.
So I am next to Tanya, so I don't have to move. I'm going to use 1 action to interact with my bag to pull out an elixir of life.
Okay.
And pull off the stopper and it to Titania. I'm not seeing it says it requires an additional action to give somebody else a potion. Yes, it requires 1 interact action to use a potion on someone.
Yeah.
Like at all.
That I was gonna say, use a potion. I rule can be, on yourself or on somebody else, especially if they're unconscious.
So
I'm cool with it.
So I am going.
So that's 2 actions, right?
So yeah, I'm going to Tanya a potion.
Ooh.
Tilt the head, pinch the nose.
What does it look like? What does it taste like?
Right now.
All right. Go
It
ahead
is.
and roll
It
it.
is a. It is a. It is a small vial. It is a small vial that has a reddish liquid in it. That has a slight cinnamon taste.
Nice.
It's Fireball whiskey.
Red hot.
Slight cinnamon taste to it. So you get
Not
6
overwhelming cinnamon taste.
Yeah, you get 6
All
hit
right.
points back.
So Titania, you wake up, your eyes flutter open, and you taste cinnamon.
And you see
Yeah.
Relvin above you.
Schnapps then.
I've got more. I'm going to give you more. So I use my third action to interact and hold out another potion.
Okay.
So I've got
A potion. Another potion is extended to
Yes.
you, and you can
Okay.
respond to that on your turn.
Cool.
See, Sen, putting it that way just makes it sound like you're hitting on her.
All right, Valdez.
What are the rules on flanking in this system?
Flanking is good.
What does it do?
You get a plus
Yeah.
2.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna say that.
So Valdez is going to interact, reload her clan pistol, stride over here, and with flanking on this creature, attack it with her katana.
Okay.
I am fucking 100% into like cutting to a scene of like that can't be right, and we just look through the rule book and it's like flanking is good. It's like I'll do it.
It's just Robin Hood Men in
So
Tights. Yes,
this is going to be
it
it's going to be
is.
+3 total. So 17 to hit.
17 is exactly their armor class.
Cool. So 10 slashing damage.
All right, 10 slashing damage to this guy. Just a head off one of the interior walls of the
Yeah, so Valdez looking frustrated really quickly loads the pistol, and just that sort of like shoulder roll, like off of Sable, like shoulder against Sable, spin around to the other side of her, and then offhanded with the katana, just separate the thing's head from its shoulders.
Okay. You have one action left.
I know, I used all 3.
Oh, yes, you did.
Interact, reload, stride
interact
to
to
move,
reload.
melee
Yep.
attack.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. Drummond, it's your turn.
So efficient. Fighters.
All right. Okay. That little guy is now can I see anyone else, because I can't on my screen. From my vantage point, can I see anyone else?
If you wanted to check for additional enemies, that would be a seek action.
If I just moved forward, I'm just gonna run forward.
Okay. I mean, you
Can I-
still have 2 more actions if you want to, run and then look around.
Pride and
Yeah.
seek.
I'm gonna
Pride, seek, and
2. Each square is still 5, right?
Yes.
And dwarves
Right.
still have a reduced movement speed in this game.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! I know. I'm going from like 65 to 20. So Grumman sort of starts and kind of like stretches. He's like, all right, let's see what else is going on. And he runs for it. He's like, oh, no, rheumatiz acting up. Oh. And he gets like 20 feet forward onto the steps, and he's just like, one moment. Oh, I'm gonna need one. And then while he's wheezing, I would like to take an action to look for enemies.
Okay. Sounds
I
good.
love that the Feywild just made Grumman feel his age.
Yep. Look, man. All right. But yeah, so Seek takes 1 action.
Yeah.
I roll the perception check for you and see
I like that. That's
Yep.
cool. All right,
Mhm.
I'm on board.
what is your perception modifier?
I don't know what that means.
So if
It's
you look at your
on-
perception,
like on your perception section of your character sheet, what is the number that you add to your perception?
Oh,
checks?
like what is my perception? So is modifier the total bonus?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
okay. It's a 6.
plus
It's-
6
it's-
to the D20.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 3 from proficiency and 3 from my wisdom of 16.
Okay. You step out and you're kind of blinking around a little bit. There's a bunch of trees and some gravestones around, and looking at, what you just killed in there, there's plenty of good places for little shit to hide around. You can't see anything immediately, but you wouldn't be surprised if there's other stuff lurking around in this graveyard. It's a graveyard.
I don't. Sorry, I don't see anything else, but it's probably more. Whew. Is there a I'm sorry, I don't have the actions for. Is there a defend action or something I can do?
Reaction.
Let's see. Raise a shield, but you don't have a shield.
No.
Let me see if there's a total. What did you call it, Sen? Total defense?
Total defense is just a.
I don't. It may be. I don't have it yet.
Yeah, they
anything like that yet.
there's some that get later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything on that.
What page of the core rulebook are the different actions? No.
Basic
never mind.
actions
470.
are on 470. Started at 470.
I'm
You
gonna
can take cover.
I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna drop prone.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah. So what you would do? Yeah. One thing that you could do is take cover. Basically, if you can duck near something that would give you cover, it would give you.
I can't move again, and I'm sitting in the middle of the stairs, so I assume that's a no-go.
Yeah, nothing to take cover from behind here.
I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna
Get
drop
on the
prone.
steps and take a breath.
Yeah.
Okay, breather. Okay.
Do I
Which
have
is
a
when-
burrow
Why did-
speed?
All right. Just finish out the top.
Wait, what?
I don't have a burrow speed, do I?
I
No.
doubt it.
Not at the moment, I don't think.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
would
fair.
presume not.
Oh
Which
my
is-
god. Pointing out is an action.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
To mechanically allow you see a thing other people don't. Now you can fix that as a mechanical action.
I love that. Like seriously, 100% everything I learned about this system is just Dean Pelton. Like, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. That's me every time I read this rule book. All right, sorry. That's my turn.
Okay. Which is when this little fucker burrows up out of the ground.
No
He's-
fair. He gets a burrow speed.
You burrow speeds.
That's what, right? Yep. It's basically a little dude with these short, stumpy little legs. He opens his mouth and he's got a hammer in his hands that he's holding with both hands. He opens his mouth. There's a ring of fang teeth with another ring of fang teeth inside. Long pointy ears, and he just starts stamping around and throwing a temper tantrum. Which
Did you bite
mixes
your
up
tongue like 4 times at the same time? You poor wee little fellow.
right, and
The goblin
but as
head
he
on
does
arms
so,
and nothing
it
else.
churns up the dirt and soil around him, turning it into difficult terrain.
Oh, okay.
And that's everything I want to
Would you
say.
mind marking that off?
Yeah.
So we know where that is. Cool.
Let me put down. Put down a wee square. This is difficult terrain. Okay.
And difficult terrain is double speed to move through. Yeah.
Yes, 2 squares of movement for every 1 square that you're trying.
Does
to
that count the first step you take in, or
Yes.
the first step you take through?
First step you take in.
You also
Okay.
cannot.
So
step.
basically,
you can't use
Right.
a step action into or through difficult.
unless you have a special, there's a couple things that let you.
Think like
Futz with
dragon
that, but-
stance for monks.
Alrighty.
Dragon stance is a hilarious stance because it's, I'm going to kick you as hard as I can now.
Right. But you also
I feel like
think,
that'd be
your
called
first-
ostrich stance.
Your first move through difficult terrain doesn't count as difficult terrain because you're just fucking jump kicking everywhere.
That's kangaroo stance. What are you talking about?
Nay, no me. It's Bruce Lee stance. Anyway.
Anyway, yes. Well, there's nothing to attack here, so I guess I'll head outside. 1, 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Hey, Naomi, watch out.
15, pardon me. 15.
I do love the different monk stances.
20. You know what? Nope, I saw it. Never mind. Going back. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Grumman's just like sitting there, still out of breath, and it's just like.
I love that accent going, nope, going back, fuck that.
Absolutely not. Not today. And we're going to do second verse, same as the first. Gonna electric arc just at that.
Okay.
15.
15
saving throw.
on the reflex.
Yeah.
That is a
Reflex.
16. Just barely succeeds.
Can he
Half
be
damage.
flat-footed because he's stamping around like a little baby?
No, it doesn't make him flat-footed. This is
Dang
this
it.
is this is his. It's difficult terrain for you guys. It's basically favored terrain for him.
Does he legitimately look like an infant or a toddler, or is he just
No,
He's just
no,
stubby.
no. Right? Yeah. No, he.
I put up a picture of a Gibble from Pokemon.
How did Titania get like way under everyone else in the initiative despite still being in it?
because
knocked
when-
it dead.
Because
What-
I
Okay.
You get
Getting
moved in
knocked
the
out
initiative
reduce
order.
your place in the initiative. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I apologize because I was out of the room, but what is your HP, Titania?
my maximum is 14. I currently have, hang on, let me
6.
look.
6.
6.
Oh.
So when you drank the minute you had 1 hit point or more, you lost the dying condition, and actually that's when
Yep. Oh, okay.
you recover from dying, wounded.
Okay.
And I believe
As
you
you-
clear
as you
wounded by
die.
resting, basically.
No, you
Yeah.
clear wounded by resting or by somebody using skill check.
Yeah.
on-
Yeah. No. If anybody wants to see what Hammer Double Mouth Boy looks like,
I'm not wrong.
Oh,
I'm not wrong.
He does have legs. I thought it was just like 2 arms and a hammer and no legs. Like it was
yeah.
just,
No, he's got legs. They're just hiding behind the arms. They're stumpy little boys. Yep.
I put it in the Zoom chat. It's a Gibble from Pokemon, and I'm not wrong.
It's a
the
demon
same
goblin,
exact
is what it
thing.
is.
It's oh
Oh, it is absolutely a Gibble. Yes.
yes.
All right.
Yeah,
but
I-
anyway,
I'm all done.
Naomi, you did 7, so he takes half damage, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna take
7
3.
rounded down 3.
Looks like that
Alrighty.
guy from Age of Apocalypse.
It's the little puppet thing
Sugar
from
Man?
Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
It does look like Sugar Man. Slightly less human, but other than that, and probably
Needs
more
more arms.
moral.
Can I
right.
can I go into cover as an action?
Yes.
one action?
You can take cover if there's cover there, but taking
mean-
cover, yes.
Yeah.
Because a lightning strike is
But-
2 actions.
Right. I was going to say, you don't have the actions for it. Otherwise, you could. Because you
okay.
moved and you cast a 2-action
You're
cantrip.
right. Movement
So
is
that's
an
3.
action.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
I'm all done.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Titania, you're on your back and somebody's holding a potion out to you.
All right. I'm going to grab onto Relnar's hand and use that to pull myself up.
right.
And take the potion. So I stand up and I take
So
thing.
stand up. It's an interact. You have
Yep.
1 action left after you get your healing. So let's roll for that. 1d6 plus 1.
Okay. So that's going to be 6.
All right. Give yourself 6 more hit points and you have 1 action left this round.
12.
It'd be
Would,
1
would-
action to
would-
stand
I-
up, 1 action to take the potion, 1 action to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Yep.
Could you drink it? Could you drink it out of Relnor's hand? Out of curiosity.
That's what happened when she
Yes.
was unconscious.
I know, but
I was about to say, like Railnor used to interact to offer the potion. Would
Yep.
that reduce the interact cost of getting it to drink?
Can't you? Yeah, can't you just like?
I use the interact
grab it
to
and shotgun
I
it
use the
instead?
interact to get the potion out of my bag.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I
Mhm.
had to.
So we need
I had to-
another. Right.
Yeah, I had to use the interaction.
Yeah,
to
there's
actually get it out
also-
of my
It's a
bag.
two-step process. He took care of the first step, but there's still the second step of the process.
In fairness, even if you're not getting out, there's a certain amount of time needed for that to travel down the throat,
Yeah.
no matter how
All right.
quickly you chug.
So
To be
Titania
clear-
uses her entire turn and gets 6 more hit points. Excellent.
To
Chug,
be
chug,
clear,
chug.
not complaining, just
Yeah.
trying to learn the new system.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
going to be a lot of breakdowns like that, and
Basically,
you
like,
guys
if
are
you-
doing great
to-
so far.
To make it a little bit easier, everything that was different action that was all meant are different like titled actions in D&D are all the same type of action. You have 3 of them. Use them to walk, to do things, hit things.
I know. I'm just trying to. I said I wouldn't do this, but I'm trying to munchkin around a little bit
Yeah.
with the number of actions.
All right, Sable.
Sorry.
All right. Well,
There's a stompy little diggy boy out here.
okay. Is difficult terrain the same functionally as double movement?
Double, yeah, no. So your first
5,
step into it
10.
takes 10 feet. Yep.
So it would go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and that'll get me there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good news is Sable didn't use her other first level spell slot to heal someone.
Mm-hmm.
So she can walk up and cleanse
All
this
right.
one.
So before you do that, he has a reaction.
That's fine.
So trigger is that a creature strides or steps into the difficult terrain adjacent to the Nagrif. So he, as you come in, he takes that hammer and just slams it on the ground. And all this loose earth that has been piled up and shifting around him suddenly slides under your feet. I need you to make a reflex save to avoid falling prone.
Okay. $16.
DC is 18 for a Nagrif's reflex, softened
Jesus.
zone. So you fall on your ass, but you are still next to him.
What are numbers?
So I can still attack. There's no negatives. There's no
Let me
half your
check
roll
on
or anything like
prone. Let me
that.
check on prone to make sure that it doesn't.
Take a
It might give you a
-2
minus
you take a
two.
-2 circumstance penalty to attack rolls.
Okay, so
You're
basically you'll
apparently
be
flat-footed.
right. So you'll be using if you want to use your flens, you
That's
can
fine.
still make it. It's just at a -2 to hit him.
All right.
Yeah, I think if you toggle the
Yes. I believe
That's
so.
nice.
23.
Nice.
Fuck
Reach
off.
out with your hand. Where are you trying to grab this guy?
It would be a 21 because it does not look like it actually
did
counted a
not.
-2 in there.
You're
But
right.
still,
it did not.
it's 21.
21 still hits.
Yeah, just right around forehead, temple area.
Okay, yeah.
You can
So
bite me. I don't give a shit.
Right, yeah. So you just slap your hand on top of this thing, right on top of where it's at. And yeah, flesh rips off. One of the ears is completely gone now. And there's just, a bare gremlin bone underneath. Blood streaming down, running into the mouth a little bit. It's and
I feel like most of the blood actually with her gastrointestinal gets sucked into her.
Oh yeah, okay,
For the record.
that works.
Good to see.
But
Good to see you back to yourself, Sable. Lovely.
Shut up, dwarf.
Aye. Oh no, he forgot my name.
Railnor.
All right. Take an action to stride.
Okay.
Excuse me. Ready? I'm going. I. There was a mention of something about combat etiquette by the angry one, so I'm not going to help her with the thing because that's appeared to have been a rude thing to do.
Okay.
So
That's fair. That's fair.
instead,
I am being hoisted upon my own petard, and I appreciate that.
Relnor already understands that he is responsible for y'all being here inadvertently as it was. So he's trying to not cause more problems.
Fuck.
I'm going my second action to seek.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a secret perception check by +7.
+7 it
Yeah.
is? Okay. Sounds good.
You were right. I was super happy about my stats, and then I started seeing what the DCs were in this system.
Told you.
Yep. You look around. This is the only movement you see currently. Knowing that there's burrowing things in a graveyard is a little disconcerting because there's a lot of, traditionally loose dirt and places they could dig into. But this is the only overt sign of hostility that you are currently able to pick up on.
So, just in case, then I'm going to use my third action to interact with my free. So Relnor has had what looks kind of like a cane, like a solid metal cane, hanging off of his hip. Grabs that with his free hand and flicks a wrist, and as he does, the hilt of the handle part of the cane straightens out, and the more like the shaft of, as it is, collapses in on itself to turn it into a short sword. As he uses the interact to get his poly tool.
Excellent.
Nice. I like that.
All right.
Thank you.
Valdeth.
Valdeth is going to stride 5, 10, 15. Can't make the remaining distance in there, but
I was gonna say, yeah, that was 5, 10, 15. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I would need 10 I would need 10 more feet of movement, and unfortunately dwarves only have 20 feet of movement instead of 25.
Yep.
So instead,
that's one action.
As she's sort of looking around at everything else, she's just going to absentmindedly at this thing shoot, reload.
All right. Shot and reload. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Plan pistol. Rip. 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Unfortunately, it only does 1 damage unless it's
all right. Hey, every bit counts. Okay. And Grummond.
I will stand up.
Okay. That's one action.
I will stride forward in front of Valdeth.
Okay. He used his reaction, so he's not going to try and knock you over.
Yeah. And as he comes, says, "Nice shot, Valdeth." And then I will use my last action to do another flurry of blows.
Okay.
So first one is a
Monk's way of saying I get more attacks just because.
14 is a miss, I assume.
14, you slam down with your fist because this thing comes up to maybe your knees, and your knees aren't even that high off the ground. And it just leans into it, and it's like punching a rock. Tonk! Right off a very heavy skull.
19
hits, however.
All right. So 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. Yep. So you decide, all right, if you've got a solid skull defense, that's fine, and you just do a cross across the try and aim for the lower jaw, and there are a few more teeth scattered somewhere between this guy and the brazier that you're standing next to, which is casting this flickering bright light all over the environment nearby. The shadows of the trees stand out sharp, like they would at a high noon sun, despite the fact that there does not seem to be any sun in the sky.
Come on, ugly. You're making a right mess of this place.
So it got flensed and punched, so several of you are getting attacks. Yeah, but the shot person is way over there. We don't need to worry about that. Alrighty, let me check one thing.
The reason that Valet does not use her clan pistol more often, at least in story, is that it's a flintlock. It's a one-shot pistol. You have to reload every time.
All right. So, Sable, you are flat-footed since you're prone, so
Correct.
your
So my armor
AC
class
is
is
reduced
down
by
by
2.
So it's
Yep.
13.
13 to hit. Okay. Let's see. That is a 22. Almost a
Just
crit.
missed a crit. Perfect. I'm okay
you
with
only
this.
You only take 5 bludgeoning damage. Second one to
Drumming on
Grumman.
your chest.
Would hope so.
Oh, whoops, that's the wrong roll. Hang on a second. Ba-doop. There we go. What's your AC, Grumman?
19.
19. Hammer comes around. Do you block or dodge when he misses?
I mean, my rheumatiz is acting up. I'm gonna block.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it comes around and just with a perfect Aikido deflection, you knock it off target. Growls a little bit and decides to try and hit Sable again. She's a softer target.
That makes sense.
15 hits you, right?
15 does hit.
Yep. And another 5 bludgeoning damage.
I'm fine.
Absolute minimal damage.
I was about to say,
around.
Sable and I had the most hit points in the party, I believe, except maybe Grummond.
Mm-hmm.
I have 24.
I also have 24. Yeah. So.
And
Fucking
Nanomi.
dwarves.
It's still alive?
Oh yeah, this is a sturdy little fella.
Yes, no, they seem to be wheeling on it with abandon, though.
Let me get back to my turn.
Oh, I believe you. So
Just say I did not take helpful font
no, you're good.
or healing font.
She points to it and says, "I don't think you got enough warts on there for you," and is going to cast Goblin Pox. So
So you do have to touch.
That is
to
it.
cast that.
You have to touch it. You'll have to get up.
No, don't
Yep,
let me get close to it. I don't want to get close to it. Never mind. Lightning arc then.
Goblin Pox.
Goblin Pox.
I do like the existence of a spell called Goblin Pox.
Of course. Of course.
All right. So reflex saving throw for the aggro thing this time.
I like to imagine Naomi tried to reach out and was like, "A pox on you," and
That is a
let's drop this-
22, so it takes another 3 damage.
Yeah, Naomi's just in the back, just pot shotting lightning at it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the lightning arcs out and you can see this thing, what little hair it has on it kind of stands up, and there's a little bit of a spark around the heavy metal head. You would expect this the hammer to, it would seem thematic if it was wielding a stone hammer, but it's made out of some sort of metal, deep gray. All right, Naomi, you've got one more action left.
I'm gonna stay back here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a little cover.
All righty. Titania
All right, I'm gonna stride forward.
and Sable on deck. All righty.
There we go. I can see things now.
Yes, you can.
They've got that. Probably.
Yep. He's fine.
All right.
So what you gonna do then with your other 2 actions?
I am going to seek. I want to see if there's anything else in here because there's a bunch of digging and it's clearly a graveyard and I have been near way too many liches, which is one.
Because it's potentially relevant to some people, specifically because flat-footed means things for some people. Specifically, flanking makes the target flat-footed, which reduces its AC by 2.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Its AC goes down. You don't get a bonus to the attack.
Yeah, I don't get a bonus to the attack. Its AC goes down.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
was it already flanked when I attacked it last time?
No.
You have to be attacking from the opposite side of someone else to flank them.
I see. Okay.
That's a positioning thing.
Got it.
Alrighty. Are you looking for anything particular?
Undead.
Okay. All right.
And
What is your modifier for the D20 on a perception check for you?
It's a 7.
Okay.
And I do have, I don't know if this would help at all, but I do have local, something. I had like picked I know about undead things near Taram. So if there anything like that, local
Gotcha.
undead.
Okay. Now that would be if you were doing a recall knowledge check.
Okay.
On undead
Cool.
is what lore is specifically
Gotcha.
directed towards. But with your perception check, the thing that you notice, I will put some indicators on the map here. This grave here and this grave here are the most recently disturbed. You don't know if that's just based on burrowing or actually something to do with the corpses underneath or inside.
Okay.
The other thing you see is the hilt of something sticking out of this coffin right here.
Ooh.
And those are the three things you notice.
Like it was stabbed into it, or like it's protruding from within?
Protruding from within.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's your second action. Mhm.
Yep. Third action. What's the option for like pointing things out? Yeah, pointing out.
Yep.
Can I do? You can indicate a creature that you can see to one or more allies. So I could only point out like one of these things, or can I point out like all of this?
You could point out one of these things.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna point out the sword because that's closest to everyone else.
The hilt over there?
Yep.
Okay.
There's something sticking out over there.
All right.
Another sort of general rules question. I know it says talking is a free action. Obviously, pointing out is specifically giving definitive locational information, but can we say things like, hey, a couple of these graves look pretty recently disturbed?
So the
Or
way
is that
the way I would add off of being right now, is that telling somebody
Also-
something doesn't make them check automatically.
No,
So,
nor what I
so-
expected to.
Yeah.
So,
But
like,
No, the way I would rule it is if you're like, hey, some of these graves have been disturbed, that's general knowledge that they have. But as far as whoever you're talking to's mental image of this area goes, they can't see those blue ovals. They don't know
Yeah.
which one.
I will
Yeah.
point out that mechanically speaking, point out is as an action is for breaking a creature's stealth.
Right.
It's not for objects. It's meant for that creature is stealth from part of your party, but you see them, you break their stealth for the rest of your party by pointing them out.
Yeah. It's
let me,
it's putting a laser sight on somebody.
Right.
if I may, let me then ask the follow-up question. If we're in a situation where, let's say we're in a dungeon and
Mhm.
there is a trapped tile on the floor that one of us spots, understanding that obviously it would take the point out action to say it's that one 3 back and 4 over. Can we say, watch your step, there are traps, so people don't just run forward? I mean, they would still have to figure out which one, but
I would rule that you can do that, absolutely. That it's not going to indicate to any of them which one it is.
Yeah.
They may still have to, they'll have to make reflex saves and that sort of thing. But as a free action saying traps nearby, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Also, of note, point out still requires them to make a perception check. You just immediately allow everyone that you point something out to make the perception check.
Right.
For free?
Yeah, for free. Basically,
Oh,
you
nice.
use the point. You use the point out action to say there's a hidden creature there. Everyone that can hear or see you makes a perception check against the stealth DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
Right. But yeah. Alrighty. So you have one action left, then. Unless you're trying to
No, that was all of
pinpoint.
mine.
Okay, there you were. That was good.
Yep.
You're gonna pinpoint that for me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna say the ground's
Sable.
disturbed.
Mhm.
I'm spending an action to stand up.
Okay, let me see if that provokes an attack of opportunity or not,
That would
because I
be
can't
really
remember.
dumb.
3-5. I don't know.
Trigger. Use manipulation. Creature within your reach. Standing up is a move action, I believe. So it does provoke an
Yeah.
attack of opportunity.
It is.
Well, but don't you have to leave the
No.
zone to provoke?
No, so when
yes, stands does have the move tag.
Yes, it
Right.
does.
Yeah, a creature within your reach uses the manipulate action or move action. Attack or during a move action. It's
Right. Okay, so he's gonna take a swing at you with the hammer.
Okay.
However, I believe you'll still get your standing AC rather than your prone AC in that instance because you are standing.
Yeah, you.
I'm not standed yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, because if your attack is a critical hit and the trigger was a manipulation action, that action it doesn't disrupt a move action unless you've got a feat. They'll be standing.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm gonna say you're no longer flat-footed against this
Okay.
opportunity attack because you're standing up, which provokes the attack. So technically, it happens slightly afterwards.
Fair enough.
Would be my ruling. But anyway, 26 to hit you.
Well, there's a crit.
All right. So you take 12 bludgeoning damage.
And I'm down.
Okay. So that moves you on the initiative
To
just above his roll. Yep. Relnar.
Okay, so I think it won't be rude to
Jesus Christ.
think. Yeah, I'm going actions fling magic with my wand. He twirls the wand slightly, like almost like a pistol flourish in his hand that's holding it. And as he does, this purple flickers at the end, bit of fire, and then just raises and lets go.
Count down your actions. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam.
Yeah, so it needs to make a reflex save.
All right. Reflex against a 17.
Yep.
That is a 14.
That is full damage. It takes 6 points of fire damage. Actually,
All
hang on.
right.
Can I? Oh, I just can boost. Actually, gonna make that boost. So it's going to be the 8 fire damage.
8 fire damage. All right. And then roll me a d4 to see how long the wand takes to recharge.
3 rounds. All right. Well,
all right. So you won't. So you do a boosted. You can still do it with that, but you can't boost it for another 3 rounds.
Right.
All right. But 8 damage against. Okay. And that was a 2-action maneuver.
Yep. And so my last action to stride over.
Okay. Step up next to Sable. Which brings us to Valdez.
Are there any rules for making ranged attacks with allies intervening in the space?
Yes.
Let me look. I think there are.
Well, shit. Sorry.
No, I mean, Valdez can still move, and
Yeah, but that's
just a matter of whether I can shoot twice or not.
Yeah. My bad. I didn't know that was a thing.
We're all learning. It's fine. Where's the shit on ranged attacks here?
Shooting into melee.
I haven't found anything about it, but it doesn't mean it's not there. And
I know that I've seen the rule. I just can't. A -2.
As we all furiously Google our shit.
Oh,
Nope,
no,
I'm not finding
There are
anything.
apparently no longer any. There are no longer any penalties for firing into melee.
Yep. So yeah, you can shoot where you're at.
Cool. Then yeah, going to fire, reload, fire.
Okay.
First off, clan pistol. 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
2 more piercing damage.
Okay.
And then 16 to hit.
Which misses, unfortunately. Digs up the ground just beside him.
That's it.
Okay. Grummond.
Grummond will.
Your ears are probably ringing a little bit from the pistol shots directly over your head.
Sure, a little bit. Can I take an action to try to get Sable back on her feet?
Are you
there
trained in medicine?
I was gonna say you have to be trained in medicine, I believe, for that.
No, I don't
I've got
think
her.
I am anymore. No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that's an administer first aid, and you have to be trained in medicine
If
for that.
combat ends before I get back, I'm showing a potion.
Okay.
none of the rest of us still have our potions, right?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to try making a feint move.
Okay.
Which I get an extra bonus on. It's a deception check.
Isn't it already flat-footed against you because it tried to attack you earlier while you were in stumbling stance?
That's true. I forgot about that. Okay, so and there's no other. That would only just be against me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll try a stumbling strike against it.
Okay.
I'll make that a flurry of blows or a regular one.
A flurry of blows, yeah. 18.
18 hits if it's flat-footed against you. Yeah.
So it actually does 6 damage because I have backstabber on my stumbling strike.
How does Grummond kill a gremlin in stumbling stance?
I think he takes he sort of like turns back and swings out with the first blow, and I would imagine it dodges, and so sort of whiffs over its head and then comes up again, and then sort of as he whiffs with the second swing, misses, and it goes, oh no, back, then it goes again, and turns and falls over on top of the gremlin.
Just drops an elbow and caves in his skull.
Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. And we are out of initiative.
Which
With
again,
the
Sen
death
mentioned,
of the Nagrith.
Sen mentioned
Oh
administration.
no, we'll pick up on Sable's recovery next week.
Which we can't end right now because we don't have a person who can end the stream.
That's fine. So,
I'm back.
how
I
do
can
you
this
go? Oh,
thing.
There we go.
all right.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.